Hey there, if you're a marketer and you're ready to stop just hearing about generative AI and actually start leading with it, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to jump into a really practical guide to help you do just that.
So, let me just ask you something. As a marketer, do you ever get the feeling that the constant stream of AI advice just isn't for you? Like it's all written for developers and data scientists, and you're kind of left on the sidelines?
Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. This quote just hits the nail on the head, right? The whole conversation seems to be about how to build AI, not how to use it strategically in a role like marketing. And that's the exact gap we're here to fill.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to reframe AI advice specifically for marketers. Then, we'll get into this huge idea of thinking better, not just faster. We'll see what it looks like in action, do a deep dive into this amazing workflow called the Virtual Buyer Council, and wrap up with a starter kit so you can hit the ground running.
Right, so let's tackle that advice gap head on. Most of what's out there is for the builders, the coders. But what about the rest of us, the users? We need a totally different way of looking at this, one that's all about strategy and solving actual business problems, not writing code.
And that brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer, using GenAI to think better, not just to work faster. Look, efficiency is great, but the real lasting competitive edge, that comes from using these tools to go deeper with your strategic thinking.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. Everything we're about to talk about is practical, it's been tested in the real world. The big shift here is using AI to literally enhance your own thought process. For a strategist, that is the game changer. So what does this actually look like day to day? Let's get into it. We're going to see how all this comes together in a playbook that you can use across the entire marketing lifecycle, from the very first idea to the final campaign report. Here's 7 areas where this stuff has a huge impact. For example, at the beginning of a project, you could use GenAI to comb through thousands of customer interview notes and pull out the absolute core insights. Or what about planning? You could simulate a customer's entire journey with your new product to find the rough spots before you even launch. And for content, it's a superpower. Imagine taking one webinar and having AI help you strategically repurpose it into a blog post, a dozen social updates, and an entire email campaign, all tailored for different people. See? It's about strategic leverage, not just hitting create.
Okay, now for a concept that I think is just brilliant. It really makes this whole think better idea concrete. It's called the Virtual Buyer Council, and it's a powerful new workflow that you can actually build yourself.
So what is it? Simply put, a virtual buyer council is an AI-powered simulation of your most important customers. I mean, think about that. It's like having a digital focus group on call 24/7, ready to pressure test your messaging, your new positioning, your entire strategy, before any of it goes public.
And building it is surprisingly straightforward. It starts with a clever idea, taking a concept from cybersecurity tabletop exercises and just repurposing it for marketing. So you swap out security roles for your key buyer personas, like a CIO or a chief data officer. Then you populate each AI persona with data, training them on their job, their challenges, even what's happening in the news. And finally, you get an AI facilitator to run the meeting and get them all talking.
And this is why it's so valuable. This isn't about the AI writing copy for you. It's about surfacing your blind spots. It literally helps you look around corners, see objections you never would have thought of, and find gaps in your logic that you would have otherwise totally missed.
Okay, how cool is that? Feeling inspired? Good. Let's get you equipped with the tools to actually start doing this stuff. This is your AI starter kit, packed with practical ways to begin leading with AI, like right now.
So the key here is to stop thinking about magic prompts. It's really about using patterns that match up with real business tasks. You can use role play and ask the AI to act as a skeptical CIO to get amazing feedback. Or try flipped interaction, where the AI actually asks you questions to help you think through a problem. And repackaging is just incredible. You take one brief and instantly turn it into perfectly tuned messages for your sales team, your partners, and the press.
And as we're thinking about the future, we have to look beyond just SEO. It's time to start thinking about GEO, which stands for Generative Engine Optimization. This is all about making sure your content is structured so that AI systems can really understand and accurately summarize your core message.
And here's why that is so important. We're moving into a world where AI-powered search and summaries are the new normal. If an AI can't clearly grasp your main point, your audience might never even see it. Your message just gets lost in translation before a human even has a chance.
All right, ready to get started? Here are 5 things you can do today. 1. Build a mini council. Just pick 3 personas and see what they say about your latest pitch. 2. Create a library. Start saving your best prompts and organize them by marketing task. 3. Audit your content. Take a key web page, ask an AI to summarize it, and see if it gets it right. That's your first geo-check. From there, repurpose that asset into something new. And finally, simulate objection handling. Role-play with an AI to get ready for that tough meeting. Every little step builds momentum.
Let's bring it all home with this one final thought, because it's really the whole point. The goal isn't just about speed. The real advantage, the actual competitive edge, comes from using these incredible tools to reflect more deeply on your own work. It's about making your own judgment and strategic insight even better.
So I want you to start thinking about GenAI in a new way. It's not just a tool, it's your new thinking partner, a collaborator you can bounce ideas off of, test your strategies with, and build with. And the only question left is, what will you create together?